Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Michelle Watterson to defeat Rose Namajunas. And I'm here to talk about Shane Young versus Gabriel Miranda. Shane Young is 13-7, 30 years old, and he's giving up 3 inches of height, but he has 1.5 inches of reach over 33-year-old Miranda, who is 16-6. Miranda, he's got 16 wins, 16 finishes, 15 of them by submission, 1 by TKO. The guy is a very dangerous submission artist, but I think he might be even a little underrated on the feet. He's just that good on the ground. He's got 6 losses as well, 2 by TKO, 4 by decision. I've only seen 2 of his 6 losses. You know, I try to watch everything, but there's just not a lot of footage at all available on Gabriel Miranda. And of course, if you find anything, please let me know. Gabriel Miranda's 2 TKO losses come to Benoit Saint-Denis, his last one, and Wagner Hosha some years back. Wagner Hosha is a grappler who made it to the UFC. He's a very good grappler. I think even though I haven't seen the fight, I imagine it probably went down on the ground because he got him out of there with 30 seconds left in round 1. So I imagine it was control, back mount, full mount, whatever. And just in general, a stylistical matchup, a nightmarish matchup for Gabriel Miranda, who is, on paper at least, a pure submission artist. The Benoit Saint-Denis fight, I did see that one. That was still kind of impressive in that, like, he showed heart. I don't usually attribute heart to fighters that lose in one round pretty much, but he got knocked around a lot by a guy who was deceptively dangerous on the feet. Maybe not anymore, since he's gotten 2 of his 3 TKOs since that victory. Well, including that one. But Benoit Saint-Denis, he was a bigger, stronger guy. Miranda took the fight on short notice, moving up in weight, just like Saint-Denis did against Zaleski dos Santos. And he couldn't stand up to Benoit Saint-Denis' power. Saint-Denis dropped him multiple times, once with a spinning back elbow or back fist or whatever. But Miranda was up, showing heart and even a bit of grit, again, within 5 minutes. But overall, the durability is what failed him. 15 seconds, 16 seconds, I think, into round 2, and he was on the ground, hit with the first shot and pounded out. So, tough loss under all those circumstances or not. But, yeah, a forgivable loss with all the context there. And his 4 decision losses, he's got to Ahmed Magomedov, that's the one that I've seen, and then 3 other guys. 2 Brazilian guys beat him early in his career, very early, 10 years ago or so. And this Japanese guy also beat him. I haven't seen the fights, but whatever. I imagine, inexperience played a role there. Ahmed Magomedov, that's the one I did see. That guy sounds like a pretty good fighter, doesn't he? And Magomedov was too fast on the outside. He was shorter and whatever, but too athletically sharp. Much sharper athlete, much cleaner striking, much more agile, beating him to the punch from the outside. And Gabriel Miranda just was up against it there in a lot of different ways and didn't have the athletic prowess to make shit happen once he got inside. He tried a few jumping guillotines and also some nice clinch work. Roughed him up in the Muay Thai clinch a few times, but in general, he was roughed up that whole fight. He was dropped as well, but I don't really think he was hurt. It was kind of like momentum and whatever. But yeah, he was chasing a guy that he couldn't catch in general, and the guy was beating him to the punch. Much sharper athlete and better striker. His wins, Gabriel Miranda, are against utter dog shit. Every one of them, aside from maybe this guy, William Lima, who he guillotined in round 1. But he's still got to prove himself, Gabriel Miranda. He's got to prove himself and get a legitimate victory. A victory over a guy with a notable name. And here's his shot against Shane Young. And it's a winnable fight. Shane Young is 13-7 as a pro. He's got 10 finishes, 6 by TKO, 4 by submission, much more well-versed, and 3 decision victories. His 7 losses come 1 by TKO, 6 by decision, and they're largely to very good fighters. The one guy to KO him was Ludovic Klein, who he talked shit to in the weigh-ins. I don't know if he talked shit, but he tried to intimidate him, doing this he's got the Polynesian heritage or whatever, Shane Young, and he was trying to summon some god by doing that. and he started doing that shit, and then he got kicked in the head in a minute, and didn't really age well on the internet. But anyway, his other 6 losses are all by decision. He lost to Alexander Volkanovski, I think, in both their debuts. Not a lot of shame there. Volkanovski mauled him. Had a lot of success on the ground as well. He lost to Blake Builder in his last one. Omar Morales. 2 former UFC fighters, Damian Brown and Guan Wang, who I think is 1-0 or 2-0 in the UFC and has an incredibly pretty record, but retired for whatever reason. And another close decision to this guy, Adrian Rodriguez, a fight that I thought Shane Young actually won. I don't know why I watched that one, because it was available. But then they rematched, and he head kicked him in round 3 and got a clean victory after landing a few dozen short left elbows, which looked like it was going to do the job. But Shane Young, he is better on the feet than Gabriel Miranda. At least on paper, you'd have to give him the edge. I do think Gabriel Miranda is in the realm of surprising somebody like Shane Young, who's not always the most active fighter and can let his opponents into the fight. I thought in the Blake Builder fight, he had a chance of turning things around in the middle of the fight. But in the end, he lost round 3 because he couldn't get by the jab of Blake Builder. So Shane Young, he's definitely at or near the bottom of the UFC, to be honest. Not that I want to just shit on him. He's got something to prove here as well. And he's only 30 years old. He's 3 years younger than Miranda. So he's the younger guy. And hopefully he's got a good chip on his shoulder. He's got 4 submissions, like I said. I think all of them are via rear naked choke. If not, most of them are via rear naked choke. That's generally how he gets things done. It's not like he's the most versatile submission artist. But really what I note submission-wise from his record is he's never been submitted, which bodes well for him here fighting Gabriel Miranda. On paper, you plug in their records, and Shane Young should win this one by decision. But I don't know. I mean, Shane Young is not the best point fighter either. He's 3-6 in decisions, as opposed to 0-4 for Gabriel Miranda. But I think there's a lot of room for Miranda to surprise people here, even in a fight that doesn't go his way. If a fight goes Gabriel Miranda's way, he gets you to the ground and smokes you with a submission in the first half of the fight. In the first round, really. And that's always a possibility here. But Shane Young, I think, especially with the 1.5 inches of reach, even if he's given up 3 inches of height, I think he should be better on the feet. It's in a kickboxing match for 15 minutes. I've got Shane Young outpointing Gabriel Miranda. But Gabriel Miranda is deceptively tough. Again, I don't think Shane Young has the firepower of Benoit Saint-Denis. And Gabriel Miranda does have decent striking. And he may not have the best power or athleticism, but he moves forward. And he's a guy that, again, is deceptively tough. So I've thrown a few bets, really, on the under 1.5 rounds, plus 170. I just think, even though I expect this one to go longer, my pick is Shane Young wins a decision. I think there's a little bit of value there. I don't typically love under 1.5 rounds, but at plus 170 with a guy who is generally a killer and might have a little weakness going on with his chin, I don't know. I think it's a good bet on Gabriel Miranda alone. But the pick, and I also threw a sprinkle or two on Gabriel Miranda at plus 160. But the pick is Shane Young winning, and I think if Shane Young wins, it's by decision. I don't think he's got the firepower of Benoit Saint-Denis or the grappling prowess of Wagner Hosha to TKO Miranda in a way he's been TKO'd before. But I do think he can stifle him on the feet and outpoint him down the stretch, even though, again, Shane Young fell down the stretch to the jab of Blake Builder. So I have enough doubt in Shane Young where my bets are on Miranda, but official pick, gun to my head, Shane Young by decision. I think that's how he should win this fight. And if those odds are juicy enough, especially plus money compared to his minus 185 under money line, then I might hedge with that on my Gabriel Miranda stabs, which is what I'm playing, really. I want Gabriel Miranda to win because he's the more exciting fighter, and I would love to see it, but on paper, again, I got to lean towards Shane Young, and I think Shane Young will win. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.